Welcome back to Newswire here on SportsGrid. Olympic Games getting ready to wrap up. We're seeing some of the stars shine. That includes Noah Lyles. We're going to have another chance to see him and also talk some USA basketball. Jacob Kamaker is back with us here on Newswire from Sporting News. They've been covering the Olympic Games along with us. Jacob, thanks again for coming on the show.
No problem, Craig. Glad to be here.
All right, so let's dive into it. Noah Lyles is like Katie Ledecky. There's a handful of Simone Biles. There's a handful of stars that we've seen come out of this that I think are going to be really taking this to the next level as far as getting paid for their work after the Olympics. The next round for Lyles is to win the gold in the men's 200-meter race. And if he doesn't win, it would probably be the biggest shock of the Olympics because it's very rare to see a favorite like this. And Lyles has just been so good, Jacob. He's minus 390 here. So I guess I'm not going to ask you if he's going to win or not. And I'm not going to ask you about this dude from Botswana who is going to win, because you and I both know that this is you and me Googling to see who's going to win this thing outside of Noah. But what has he meant so far to Team USA? I think that's probably a better question to ask you.
He's been huge for Team USA. I mean, the United States hadn't won the 100-meter dash in quite some time before he was able to do it, and he did it in epic fashion, really. It was him and the Jamaican runner he was going against really right down to the wire, and he won by 0.005 of a second over Kashane Thompson. And it was just really a moment that a lot of Americans could celebrate. Team USA fans finally got to see Noah Lyles live up to the hype that he's kind of created for himself as well, because he pretty much said that he was going to remember Thompson and some other runners beating him at times. I think Oblique, another Jamaican runner, had a chance to beat him in the earlier rounds, and he's just performed very well throughout. And now the 200-meter event, he's called his baby, and as you mentioned, he's heavily favored to win this thing. If he can do that, he's going to be the first American man to pull off the so-called double to win the 100-meter and 200-meter dashes since Carl Lewis in 1984. So that's 40 years of history that we could be watching in the making right here. So it's going to be exciting to watch him either way, even with him very much favored to win this event.
Yeah, what are the names that's going to come out of this as one of the winners of the USA Olympic Games from a popularity standpoint, and also capturing a lot of gold medals too? Okay, so Team USA takes on Serbia. I thought, Jacob, from watching their last game, it was their best performance of the Olympics. You and I both know that this is, for us here on SportsGrid, somewhat more about the point spread than it is about wins and losses. And let's just be honest, Team USA was not covering any games in the warm-ups, the group stage. Now we're at the point where covering is going to be important because, again, they want to win and they want to dominate. They take on a very good Serbia team, 16.5-point favorites led by one player and one player only. You see him there. We all know him, former MVP of the NBA, Nikola Jokic. All right, Jacob, you're on the line here. Do they win? Do they cover? What's the final score? I need an exact... No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to need an exact score. But what do you think happens today?
I do think the United States are going to win. I mean, we've seen them play Serbia twice now recently, and they've dominated both times. Maybe not in the first half. It's been close at times. Nikola Jokic keeps Serbia kind of in it, kind of within striking distance, but Team USA was able to pull away in both of their previous meetings, and they're getting better as this tournament goes along. They're developing more chemistry. They're finding the matchups that they really need to take advantage in this spot, and I know the first time they played Serbia, Joel Embiid didn't have his greatest game, and Nikola Jokic was kind of able to beat him on this world stage because Embiid just, I don't think is as familiar with the international version of basketball as the NBA style. So Jokic had the advantage there. But I think if Steve Kerr is willing to use Anthony Davis and Bam Adebayo more in this game, I think the United States can cover this one too. Like I said earlier, it might be a one where in the first half, you're like, oh, Serbia's hanging in this. It's kind of within striking distance. Jokic is looking good. But LeBron James has been dominating as the point forward type, setting up his teammates. Devin Booker started really hitting triples last game against Brazil. I think if they can get some hot shooting out of him, and Steph Curry can't stay this cold. He's 5 of 20 on threes. He can't stay this cold forever, right? So I think if they have a good game from beyond the arc, I think they can take down Serbia and win by about 20 points and cover.
All right, there you go. 20 points is the margin of victory for Team USA, says Jacob Kamaker. We'll clip this, save it, And if it wins, we post it. If not, we just forget it. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Nikola Jokic, he is the favorite to be the top point scorer at plus 140. Bogdan Bogdanovic at plus 400. LeBron 7-1. Durant has played well. He's 7.5 to 1. And then everybody else is a long shot here. If you don't take Jokic to be the top point scorer, Jacob, today, who else would it be?
I would strongly consider Kevin Durant at 750 plus 750 odds. I mean, that looks good to me. We know that Kevin Durant is the most prolific Team USA scorer in history. He just passed Lisa Leslie for that mark at the Olympics. So I think if you're looking for a guy who can just fill up the basket and when he's hot, he's hot. I think earlier in the tournament, he had a half where he scored 25 or 27 points on 10 of 10 shooting with some free throws mixed in. So I think if you're not taking Jokic there, go with Durant and just say, hey, if he's hot out of the gate, Team USA will ride him. I think any issue with taking an American player is if this turns into a blowout, all the scores are going to be well-rounded, and you know they're not going to take Nikola Jokic out for Serbia in a blowout because there's a certain amount of pride on the line. But KD at those odds, that intrigues me at least enough to consider that.
All right. And finally, we've got the big soccer match for the women's team, Team USA. Their favorites against Brazil, minus 105 today. Jacob, on the money line, a tie is plus 230. Does Team USA beat Brazil today to move on, or does Brazil pull off the upset?
I think this game might be a little tougher for the United States than people think because Brazil is going to be motivated in this one. This gold medal match, it's going to be Marta's last game, and she's been a really historic player for Brazil, their best women's player of all time. Yeah, over 200 appearances. So they're going to have a lot on the line looking to beat the U.S. women's national team. But I think the U.S. team's defense with Naomi Girma and with Alyssa Nair and net, they might be able to slow down Brazil enough. It's all about whether they can score, though. If the United States can score, they should win this one.
Great stuff, Jacob. As always, thanks for coming on a couple times this week. We'll catch up again soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Craig.